Hello everyone! Recently it has been revealed that patch 2.7 was delayed for Genshin Impact, and I would quickly like to talk about why this is currently happening and why this might also have an upside for Genshin Impact. Now the main reason that this patch has been delayed is due to the very unfortunate reason that China is still suffering a lot from the COVID-19 pandemic, which forces a lot of Mihoyo or Hoyo versus employees to have to work from home, and Hoyoverse hasn't been able to adjust enough to be able to work as efficiently from home as they are in the office. Because of the nature of how games are made, where it takes a very long time to both develop the environment, create all the logic so that the game functions properly, and implement this into the entire scope of Genshin Impact, they seem to have fallen behind on schedule and were forced to delay version 2.7. Any game developer could tell you that developing a game is a long process where a lot of talent and good talent is needed to create a product like Genshin Impact, which has quite a high standard. Mihoyo has a lot of this talent, but are already working full steam to push out expansions like Sumeru and the Chasm, new characters like Yelan, and also small updates and events, while trying to keep up with the schedule. The problem with this is that Genshin Impact is incredibly reliant on these updates and events to keep fresh, as the content gets stale really fast due to the lack of endgame, as the only real interesting endgame content that we have that consistently resets is Abyss. Now I am personally really hoping that Mihoyo gets to see that if they have to delay an update with perhaps a month due to development reasons, that the game is seriously lacking some retention features. Like, artifacts are made as a retention feature because they intentionally get bad so often so that you keep coming back to farm more artifacts. I would personally love to see more game modes like Abyss, where player retention gets incentivized without the Genshin Impact developers having to constantly change it or adjust it. We had an event a while ago with Shiki Kaiso where we had these random rooms we could enter as a sort of a dungeon crawler. Some form of late game or end game activity would really open up Mihoyo's development schedule, where they would be able to take more time between updates, as players wouldn't be so reliant on updates for content. All in all, I think Mihoyo is currently working at maximum speed to try and push out as many Genshin Impact updates as they can, as Genshin Impact really hit gold with how popular it is and with how much revenue it's making on a monthly basis for Hoyoverse. I hope that after this pandemic has been dealt with in China and all the employees from Mihoyo are able to return nicely to the office without having to fear to get sick by the COVID-19 virus, that they can rethink their player retention strategy and maybe implement more features where the players get to interact with weekly events that automatically rotate and form a more solid endgame so that they don't constantly have to churn out new content just to keep the game going, as it's so dependent on events at this current point in time. To conclude, Genshin Impact is an incredible product which requires a ton of development work to expand or increase in size. I hope that once Mihoyo catches up to schedule, they could look into the player retention features and really implement some new fun stuff for us to do on a weekly basis without being dependent on events or updates like Abyss.